Hey guys, what is up? Mike here. Thanks for tuning in to another video. In this video, I want to talk about this principle, be more interested than interesting, and kind of share with you how I interpret this principle in many different ways and how it helps me overcome certain things and achieve success in small areas of things that I do, in hopes that maybe you can pull from it, interpret it how you will, pull a nugget or two from it, and maybe apply it to how you go about your day and your life and your projects, and maybe to help you be successful in those areas too. But on the surface, so I be more interested than interesting. It's a flavor of the month for me. I listen to a lot of self-help books, and every time I latch on to a particular principle, it might become the thing of the week, of the month. And this one I've heard a couple months back. I'll give you an example. Like a couple years ago, I pulled this one from Grant Cardone, which I don't listen to a lot of Grant Cardone now, but from the 10X rule, success is my duty, right? It talks about how success is your moral obligation. That one stuck with me. And so a couple years back, when I got on that grind of 10X grind, and a lot of my Instagram videos, I pinned the hashtag 10X to it because it's a reminder. That principle really helped me kickstart something a couple years back that propelled me. Success is my moral obligation, not just to me, but for my purpose in life, for my kids, for my family, etc. Right? So I love that quote. This one, be more interesting than interesting, is my favorite quote over the last several weeks. I want to actually get this printed on this wall. This is my guest room, but I want to do this room up and get that printed. But on the surface, so I learned it from this guy, David Meltzer, smart business guy. And when you dig deep into the quote, it's a biblical principle. Be slow to speak, quick. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, right? Now, on the surface of this phrase, this principle, it has a literal meaning, right? Be more interested than interesting. Basically, it's be quick to listen to people and slow to speak. Don't try to be the center of attention, right? And this is self-explanatory. Everybody knows this. Whenever you're in a room, whenever you're communicating with somebody, whenever you're interacting with somebody, if you are there to listen, if you genuinely listen to them rather than try to be the focal point, try to get your problems out, you will always be well receptive, well loved, right? If you ever have a group of friends, the one that is trying to be the center of attention all the time is the most annoying, right? If you're in a meeting and somebody likes to speak up a lot and just talk a lot, just talk more than what they should, they become annoying, rather than the person that's just sitting there and just kind of quietly listening and interacting at the right moment, right? Everybody understands that part of this phrase, be more interested than interesting. But for me, it goes deeper. It has many different layers to it. And this might not even make any sense to you, but it actually helped me overcome fear and overthinking. And it actually centers me back into focusing on it helped me focus on being my authentic self, and being focused and be more focused on what needs to get done and what I'm trying to say. And so for example, I was listening to or researching or studying up a lot about overthinking and fear and overthinking. And this episode came about because I actually had a bout with fear and overthinking in trying to record a video. It wasn't for this channel, it's for my other channel. It's very weird. For my sports talk channel, I actually was in my garage on a Saturday, just casually trying to record a video. And what happened was, it took me like an hour and 45 minutes to record like a 5-minute video. Think about that. So I kept talking. I would pause it. I would delete it because I'm like, that's not right. I would talk, pause it. I would get nervous. I did it so much, my battery ran out and I had to switch batteries. I'm sweating. I'm like, why can't I actually talk? I had like this fear, anxiety. My heart was beating, and it was so dumb. But this is what people go through. This is like, and actually was studying like on fear of public speaking. And what happens is, when people when people have fear of speaking, when they go on stage, they say public speaking is like one of the most scariest things. What happens is you're not able to speak and perform or say what you need to say because you're more worried about what other people are saying. Okay, so this phrase, this principle, be more interested than interesting, actually helped me overcome fear and anxiety in actually just public speaking or speaking on camera. And the way I interpret it was this: was if you are more interested in what you have to say, like right now as I'm speaking to in this camera, I'm more interested in getting my point across on how I interpret be more interested in interesting, that phrase. I'm not trying to be interesting. I'm not trying to perform. And when you try to perform and you're trying to be a certain way, your mind flips to being more focused on how other people are interpreting you. And so you get nervous. So in that session that I was saying, when I kept stopping and pausing the video, I was feeling myself. I was trying to perform for my audience, for my sports talk audience. And I was more like talking, and I was like, damn, that's not it. Like I'm messing up, or I'm saying the wrong things. And I was getting in my head. I wasn't just interested in the topic. You pick 3 topics. I want to talk about the Lakers. I want to talk about LeBron James and how he performed in that particular game. I want to talk about this. You get 3 topics and you go. You just talk about that topic. You don't try to think about how other people are interpreting you. That's how some people can get on stage and not even have an agenda and actually speak. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, he's like a great example of this. Actually, successful people are great examples of this because they're interested in that thing in which they're trying to get across. They're not trying to be more interesting, right? When you're interested, you focus on that which is in front of you, that which needs to get done. And when you go with it, when you do it, when you attack it, it's kind of like putting tunnel vision on, right? And there's so many different phrases for this: focus, this and that. My thing, and the way I've latched onto it, was be more interested than interesting. And you can apply it to so many different things. So like for right now, as I'm applying it to just recording a video, the interest is I'm interested in this topic and just speaking this topic out, right? And that becomes, now I'm my authentic self. I'm not nervous or anything. I'm not trying to perform for anything. I'm not trying to be interesting. I'm trying to be interested in this topic. So when I think of this phrase, be more interested in interesting, it helps me focus and overcome fear and overthinking. I was talking to my son the other day. He was like trying to crack jokes and stuff, and we were packaging all this marketing material, and I was like, Preston, be more interested in what you're doing. Stop trying to crack jokes. So you can apply it in those situations. You know, a lot of middle school kids in class, they crack jokes. They try to be more interesting for the girls and their other friends rather than being interested in getting the work done and being successful. You can apply it to everyday life. I need to be more interested in what my wife has to say and being a better husband. I need to be more interested in my kids and being a great father and appreciating their every single day as time is moving fast, it feels like, and they're growing up fast. I need to be interested in their life, be more focused, be more attentive to them. Stop trying to be interesting. Stop trying to be this person all the time, making money, hustling, grinding. Be interested in that thing which is in front of you, that thing that you're there for. When you're speaking to somebody on the phone, be interested in them. When you're recording a video for a marketing presentation, be interested in that thing that you're trying to get across. You're trying to pitch a product to help people succeed, right? So this principle can help you in so many different ways. When I latched onto this principle, it got me focused so much, and it's like it helped me so much. I need to print out this phrase and put it on a canvas, because it needs to be a reminder to myself to say, be more interested than interesting. When you're interested rather than interesting, you're being your authentic self. My authentic self is just being me, saying what's on my mind, being caring, being friendly, and really trying to if at the moment trying to help people. So when you're interested rather than trying to be interesting, it always comes off authentic, your authentic self, and you don't overthink. You don't have to worry about external forces. You have your blinders on, you're saying what you got to say, you're doing what you got to do, you're focused on that thing. That's what it's all about. And when you're interested, it's like I like to say this. When you're ambitious, when you are on your grind, when you are focused, you have that, like a racehorse, you have those blinders on and you're attacking those things that you got to do, you become more attractive to a lot of people. You become attracted to a lot of people around you. They like people that are interested rather than the person that's trying to get attention and act a fool and clown around, right? If you're interested, you're grinding. I always say this, when that girl or that guy is focused, she or he is walking through the campus, going to the library, that person's focused on achieving their thing, right? Rather than trying to look and mingle with girls and guys, right? That person's always more attractive. And that applies in life too. When you're focused, you're interested in your thing, good things come to you, business opportunities and things like that. Anyway, I can go on and on and on and on. I don't want to go on too much, but like I said, some of this stuff may not make any sense, and there's probably way more interpretations and way more meanings to this particular phrase. I just wanted to list out a few on what I've been interpreting and how I've been interpreting over the last few weeks, and hopefully you can pull a nugget from this. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As always, hit the like button if you like the things I talk about. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace.